Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today I want to wrap up a focus over the last few days. We've had some fun taking leadership ideas and comparing them against each other and talking about how one can beat the other. And if you have to choose one over the other, choose the one that's going to win every time and the one that's the most important. And so we've talked about a lot of ideas over the last few days. And today I want to wrap it up by talking about the idea that expectations beat effort. You want your team to bring the effort. It's something they control, and you want them to have the right attitude, and you want them to have the right work ethic and to bring effort to everything they do. But expectations beat effort. Hardworking teams don't necessarily turn into extraordinary teams. Hardworking teams can still underperform. And so something's missing whenever you have a hardworking team that's underperforming. And most of the time, its expectations are not clear, they're vague. And so this resonates with us because we like to reward responsiveness. We like to reward long hours. We like to reward visible busyness. We see it. And so we like to reward it. But effort without the expectation, effort without the standard can produce burnout, not results. And burnout is not what you want. Results is what you want. And so a few things around effort and expectations that make this true to where expectations beat effort is that effort is ambiguous. It's not the same for two people. Two people can work equally as hard and produce very different outcomes. And you may have that on your team. You have people who put in the same amount of effort, but the results that they produce are very different. And so effort sometimes can be ambiguous. And expectations, when we think about that, that can sometimes feel uncomfortable. If it can feel like we're sounding demanding whenever we demand an expectation or we have an expectation for someone to do something. It can be thwarted by our desire to be liked. We can feel like if I expect this and communicate it, then they're not going to like me as their leader. And we can shy away from doing it. And we can avoid hard conversations because it's difficult. And then we can feel uncomfortable by having to have hard conversations. But here's the reality. Unspoken expectations can create resentment. Unspoken expectations can create resentment. If you have expectations for people that you're not telling them and then you hold them to it, it can create resentment. It can create friction on your team. People can feel like they're being judged unfairly because the expectations were never communicated. And so you want to communicate expectations. You want to be very clear on what those are, and you want to reinforce those through your leadership behaviors because expectations beat effort. And effort is something that needs to be appreciated, but it should never be confused with impact. Impact is different. Impact is tightly connected to expectations. And so that's the encouragement to you as a leader. How clear are your expectations? How often do you communicate your expectations? Are the standards clear? Is the North Star very clear? Does what good looks like, has it been defined? Are people clear on what that is? And if they're not, do the work necessary to be able to drive clarity around expectations, and you will see the uptick of performance on your team.